Dearly beloved, I beseech you, war against the soul. I know when I said aliens, y'all know me too well. Y'all probably start thinking Star Trek or something. But folks, we are supposed to be aliens in this world. We are on a pilgrimage, and we are strangers to this world. Are we supposed to be? You know, a lot of times, though, while we're just passing through, we kind of forget that we are just passing through. And something will come up, a temptation will come up. And I was listening to a preacher the other day, and he was talking about this subject, and he says, you know, something will come up and it'll draw us away from the way that we're supposed to be going. He used the example of going to Disney World and seeing one of those $18 Mickey Mouse ice creams. You know, he says, he was saying that he knew that was bad for his health. And they were $18 for ice cream. But the more he stood there in front of the ice cream stand and looked at that popsicle, the more it started luring him toward that popsicle stand. And the closer he got to that popsicle stand, his wallet started coming out of his pocket. That's the way that, if we're not very careful, that's the way temptations will do for us. If we're not very careful, if we're even tempted a little bit by anything particular, alcohol, pornography, drugs, eating too much, you know, gossiping, whatever, you know, the devil will hit us with that. He will hit us with with whatever is in, heard it said one time that the devil will take you further than you want and leave you longer than you want to be there and cost you more than you want to pay. And it's true. You might say, well, I can do this. I can just do a little bit of this and it ain't going to hurt. But a little bit of sin will add to another little bit of sin, and we'll go to another little bit of sin, and before you know it, you're neck deep. That's the way the devil is. He'll take you out on a limb and make you think everything's good, and all of a sudden he'll start sawing on that limb. And the next thing you know, that limb's starting to crack and you are coming down hard. But that's the way temptation is. And even though that we are pilgrims and strangers and aliens in this world, sin will cause us to be in a spiritual battle. A spiritual battle because Satan does not like, if we claim that we're Christians, he don't like us. He didn't like Jesus. He still don't like Jesus. He thought that he was going to, from the time Jesus was born, Satan tried to take him out. And that's the way he is with us. If we claim to be Christians, and we are Christians, and we are doing our best to follow Jesus, he hates our guts. And he wants to do everything that he can to make us turn around. It's a spiritual battle. But you know, I think if y'all agree with me, all of us in this room have gone too far to turn back. Amen. We've seen too much. We've experienced too much. We know too much about the way that God works and the way how much he loves us. And as much as he sent his son to die for us. Amen. He loves us that much. And if we are truly Christian, we have come too far to turn back. You know, we have a reward. No, when we go out of this life, if we're Christians, we have a reward called heaven. They're to be with Jesus. They're to be with folks, other Christians that we've known down through the ages who have gone on. You know, it talks about the beauty of heaven. I came up with a theory a long time ago. You know, the beauty of heaven, but for people that are suffering, people that are disabled, folks that are sick all the time, I believe one of the beauties of heaven is not have to worry about that no more. Because when we go in those gates,